Hey guys, Scott here, and this is a GameView Quickie for February 26, 2019. Now, I wanted to get this video out as fast as possible to try and stay topical. Normally, I'm not able to keep up with current events and everything on an ongoing basis because I'm working, but today I'm off. And a couple hours ago, we actually got news that tomorrow, Wednesday, February 27, 2019, at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, we are going to get a brand new Pokémon Direct live streamed from Nintendo.com. Now, this Direct is only 7 minutes long, so not a whole lot of information that's going to be released. But I did want to get this video out, give you guys my predictions, my thoughts on what we may see in tomorrow's Direct, and then afterwards we'll have a post-follow-up discussion. I'll see what I was right on, what I was wrong on, and we will go from there. So, to get started, and to just simplify everything here, I've broken down my predictions into three main areas: the gameplay and the mechanics of the game, the actual support for the game, and my thoughts on the actual release of the game. So we're going to start off with the gameplay itself. First prediction here. I think we are going to see our first footage of Gen 8 tomorrow. I'm talking about the actual game itself. It's been in development for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years by now. So I do think we are going to see this brand new core title for the very first time. I also think, as far as mechanics go, this will be the first Pokemon title with a 3D camera that you can fully move around with the right stick on the Pro Controller or on the Joy-Con, which was one of the biggest problems with Let's Go, right? The fact that you only got that top-down view, trying to see what was behind buildings, was a massive pain. Certain items and Pokeballs on the ground were blocked out and you couldn't change the camera, couldn't move it around. I think this will be the first Pokemon title that does solve that issue. Other than that, a few other predictions on mechanics as well. I think for the most part, a lot of what we've had up until now is going to stay the same. I think we're still going to have double battles, multi-battles. I don't think triple battles will be back. I think triple and rotation was just scrapped entirely. Game Freak just completely lost interest in that. As far as items, abilities, I think everything's just going to carry over. I think, contrary to what Roxy would want, I do think that Mega Evolutions will still be in Gen 8, but I am going to predict that Z Crystals will not be. I could be wrong on this one because there are specific Z moves tied to Gen 7 Legends, like Necrozma, but I just have that feeling. I think Z Crystals, they wanted to keep them tied to Alola, so I don't think we're going to see that in Gen 8. I do think we are going to get roughly about 150 brand new Pokemon. I don't think they're going to be focusing a lot on older Pokemon evolutions and pre-evolutions. I think most of this new group of 150 is just going to be brand new Pokemon, similar to what we got in Gen 5 and Gen 7 there. And I did want to mention one other thing too, pretty obvious, but I think there will be a Pokemon Bank app on the Switch, so we can transfer all our Pokemon from Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon over to Gen 8. Now, I do want to move into my second major prediction here, so this is more so talking about the actual hardware and the support for the game. I do think that this game, unlike Let's Go, will support the Pro Controller. I don't think there's any question about it. It will have Pro Controller support. However, I am going to get a lot of flack for this. I am going to predict that there will not be any cloud save backup. Despite the fact that pretty much everyone wants it, including myself, I do think Game Freak and TPCI are going to take the lazy route, and they're going to come out with the excuse of, we don't want people hacking Pokemon, we don't want people cheating and cloning items, so that's why Gen 8 will not support cloud save backup. It's going to be a big issue. It really is, because I can tell you for a fact, I've got Pokemon in Ultra Sun that I have transferred over from as far back as 2003. Yes, I'm talking Pokemon Sapphire. The Timid Kyogre that I have, max speed, max special attack, that came from Sapphire. So, and not even just that, I mean, Omega Ruby, I spent 35 hours SRing for a legit, modest, shiny Dialga. 35 hours! Can you imagine that? Back-to-back SRs for 35 hours straight just to get my favorite Pokemon Dialga as a shiny. If I transfer that over to Gen 8 and I lose it because of the fact that the game cartridges can't store save data on the Switch, and TPCI and Game Freak are not willing to put in the time and effort to create some type of cloud save backup that prevents people from hacking into it but at the same time backs up the data, I am going to be ticked off. I'm going to be very angry, very frustrated. I can imagine a lot of people are going to be yelling out profanity left, right, and center. So, I'm telling you, we'll have to wait and see on this one. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope it does support cloud save backup, especially since we're now talking well into the 900s of Pokemon, at least 950 Pokemon, that's what I'm thinking here, so there has to be some way to back it up, but we'll see what Game Freak says on that. And finally, into my third major prediction, and this is on release date. You guys are gonna hate me for this, you really are, but I am gonna predict that at the end of tomorrow's video, I want to say the last minute or minute and a half, we are going to get a message from Tsunekazu Ishihara, the president of the Pokemon Company in Japan, and he is going to apologize and tell us that the core Pokemon game needs extra time and they are going to have to delay it into 2020. And I know what you're thinking. You're going to say, Scott, you're insane. Why would this game be delayed when practically everyone thought it was going to come out this year? And I'll tell you why. Because there are a couple of events that have happened over the past couple of months that have led me to believe that this game will not be out this year. So first, we've got the first-party delay situation. And I'm specifically talking about Fire Emblem, Yoshi, and Metroid. Fire Emblem Three Houses was supposed to be out on the Switch in 2018. It got delayed twice. First, it was pushed back to spring 2019, then it was pushed back again to July, summer of 2019. Then we have Yoshi. Also, it was supposed to be released in 2018. Again, Yoshi was pushed back to 2019, next month, March 2019, in fact. And then we have Metroid, which you guys know, Metroid Prime 4, development was scrapped and restarted from scratch. We won't get that game until at least 2022, mark my words. So we've got three core first-party franchises on the Switch that have all been delayed. Here's the second reason I think Pokémon is not coming out this year. The length of tomorrow's presentation is only 7 minutes long. Now, yes, I know what you're thinking. You are probably thinking that the reason it's only 7 minutes is because they want to hold back on as much information as possible for later in the year, either for another Direct in May or an E3 presentation, and that's when they're going to reveal a whole lot of other things, give us a lot more footage of the games. But here's the problem, and this leads into my next point here. I think we are way too close to the release of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee for Game Freak and TPCI to want to shift the focus away from those games onto the core 2019 game. Because if you'll remember, Let's Go came out back in November of 2018, so Let's Go has only been out for a little over 3 months, okay? They just recently released a demo of the game on the eShop. They also released a new starter bundle of the game, similar to what they did with Zelda and Splatoon 2, where you can now buy Let's Go and it comes bundled with a starter guide. So clearly, Game Freak and TPCI are still focused on sales for Let's Go. They want to push as many copies of Let's Go as possible, especially to people who have decided to just skip over them entirely because of, well, the casual nature of the game, the Go element, all of that we've already talked about in detail. But I think it's too close. I feel like if the core Pokemon game was going to come out this year, this presentation would be longer than 7 minutes. It would be at least 20, maybe 25. I get it, it is Pokemon Day. I mean, obviously they want to celebrate by giving some footage of the new games, just to satisfy long-time veterans like myself. But again, like I said, the fact it's 7 minutes long, the fact that it's only 3 months after the release of Let's Go, I don't think that they would be talking about this early in the year if we were getting the game this year. I know, my logic is... it's debatable. I mean, again, I could be wrong, but I just have that feeling. I mean, first Pokemon core title in 1080p HD. I'm not confident, guys. I really am not confident. I think that Game Freak and TPCI, just like Intelligent Systems, like Good Feel, like whoever was responsible for Metroid, what wasn't it, Bandai Namco that was working on the original Prime 4? I think everything sort of went over their heads in terms of understanding how long it would take to render a game in 1080p HD, regardless of if it's 60 FPS or not. Just the fact of rendering the game in 1080p HD, I don't think TPCI and Game Freak have gotten the hang of it, especially since this is the first one. So I mean, again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that when we get that video tomorrow, we're gonna see a November 2019 release date, as we're all expecting, and then we'll have something to look forward to at the end of this year. But that's my thoughts. And the other thing too, if that rumor was true a couple of months ago, where it was speculated that this new core game was being developed was Unreal Engine, it would sort of make sense that, again, right? I mean, this is the first time that they're actually using this new engine and developing everything from scratch. So I just can't shake that feeling that we're gonna get some sort of apology tomorrow saying, yes, we are working on the game, yes, we're making great progress on it, but it's not going to be ready for this end of this year, and we're going to be looking at a 2020 release date. And the other thing too is I can also understand why during the Nintendo Direct we had earlier this month, Nintendo was pushing a whole bunch of other games as well, because if Pokémon doesn't hit its November 2019 target date, then at least Nintendo has a bunch of other stuff, including Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, the new Zelda Link's Awakening there. They have a bunch of other first-party IPs that'll carry them into the 2019 Christmas holiday season. Yeah. Again, I hope I'm wrong. Let's wait until tomorrow, but yeah, I'm just not feeling good about this. I think we are gonna see a delay of some sort. And that's pretty much all of my predictions, so we'll see which ones I was right and wrong on when we watch the Direct tomorrow morning, and we'll have a discussion afterwards and wrap things up from there. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. If not, hit the dislike. Also, don't forget to join us on our Discord server and check out our website, toondice.com. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'll see you later.